Okay, we're back. So we got back with the dad. He's a prisoner. So let's see what's going on here. He wants he wants a sausage. For the mustache man wants a sausage. Okay, it's a dog. Dog wants some water. Okay, water for the dog. A good dog. Oh, my man.
Marie, est-ce que ça va?
Ça va.
Dearest Papa, we live in a climate of uncertainty. Germans use the people of Saint-Miel as human shields against the French bombings. I hope the Germans treat you well, and that your wound is healed. Your grandson sent you kisses. I sent you a picture of him. All my love. Please write soon.
Adieu, Cloud.
Photo frame. Even though photography is not widespread, many soldiers had their photos taken before setting out for the war. Professional prints were developed on photo paper and applied to hard backing to prevent tearing. Some photos were directly printed on postcards, especially group conscript photos. Oh my god. Oh my god. 6 million prisoners of war. Between 1914 and 1918, over 6 million men were taken prisoner, including 1.2 million German and 200,000 British troops, despite the 1907 Hague Convention and the efforts of the International Red Cross Prison Breathe. Prison conditions and forced labour proved harsh for conscripts, and hundreds of thousands never made it home. Scheisse. That's so tight. Letters. Letters remained the only real means of communication with the outside world. Radios and telephones were only used for military ends. All soldiers wrote to their loved ones back home. As war correspondence was free of charge, this created logistical and financial problems. The 10 billion letters and postcards were sent to and from the front during the war. The early war postal system was chaotic, but then the front was then separated into sections with its own postcode, and the visits from the military postmaster was eagerly awaited. The Battle of Neuve Chapelle. March 10th, 1915, British shells literally rained down on German forces. For the first time, the technique creeping barrage was used. The barrage were the fire of all units targets the same position for a period before advancing one line at a time. The infantry advice was synchronised at a safe distance behind this barrage so that the German lines could then be overrun. That day, 530 cannons fired, 216 shells, that is to say, one shell per weapon every 2 minutes. Jesus wept. The Garwal rifles. In the early 20th century, Great Britain and France governed huge colonial empires and put them to use during the war. Indian troops were deployed in Britain and the Middle East, as well as the European front, and made an important contribution to the war effort. Many victories were achieved thanks to their bravery and discipline in combat. A monument commemorating the sacrifice stands in Neuve Chapelle. Was it the Tigers? There was like a platoon or battalion. They were called like the Tigers. They were all like Indian. Mud. Trench life was difficult. Soldiers were confronted with cold rain and mud. Dirty water meant that diseases such as dysentery, typhus, and cholera flourished. In the depths of the mud also presented dangers, and soldiers sometimes drowned in shell holes or tunnels leading to the trenches. Oh my god. trench foot as well. Explosives. Trench fortifications require the use of explosives to penetrate enemy lines. Long tunnels were dug under no man's land beneath enemy trenches, inside which explosives were placed. English use cordite as a powerful explosive that could be detonated at a distance. Fuck. This. What? Oh, Jinkies. Oh no! No, I'm gonna die! Ah, Jesus. My suit! My suit! Oh my god. My sausage soup. Left, alt, left, alt. Oh.
Merci.
Merci, little doggy. Let's go here. Oh my god. Is there not one of those things? I forget what they're called. What's the next? Next thing is like a whistle type thing, maybe?
What? Itchy. Zebia. Okay. Bullshit.
You're a good guy. Let's do this.
What?
I made it. Was it that?
What? Hey, what?
Oh, there it is.
What? We post.
Oh, these are the tunnels.
Allez, oui.
Oh! Alright, okay, so that's the cardite stuff. I want that cross thing. What was that? Valiant Stories Contest Memorabilia. Lace tightener was made by Corporal Lucien Dufour-Mantelia, great-grandfather of Benoit Tedries, from a melted down cartridge case. Lucien served as an electrician in the Searchlight Division, whose mission was to eliminate enemy positions. Many thanks and congratulations to our winner, Benoit. Yeah, I need something to throw though. Oh, Jesus.
Allez. Oui. Merci, ouais.
Got it. The crucifix. The majority of soldiers believed in God and some wore symbols of their religion. War Office had made provisions for different religions, and a variety of religious ceremonies were performed at the front by different faiths. Priests, vicars, rabbis offered succour and compassion to the soldiers. Muslim soldiers from colonies were organised into separate battalions for practical reasons, as their beliefs were also respected. Halal food was provided, as well as Muslim funeral services. Oh my god, I didn't know they had different funerals. Didn't know that. Wait, don't go too far. Don't go too far. Wait, don't go too far.
What? Hey,
Come here.
what?
Where did I get that?
What? What? Oh. Hey. Allez. Va.
Alright, I've ruined it. Is there sausages? Oh, we've lost them.
Au pied.
You've lost them to the sausage. Oh, Jesus. Crazy dog. Oh,
The British troops continued their attack on Neuve-Chapelle.
no, shit for that.
Their next objective, take back Port Arthur.
Yes, sir. Come on, boys, let's go.
No, man, let's go. Okay. Here, I had all those facts. Oh, that's a Gurkha, isn't it? Are these the Gurkhas?
What do we run now?
232. Okay. Oh, there we go. I understand now. This is so like, I don't know. Is this racist? Okay, blow them up. Oh. French coins. All troops were paid in the country of the of origins. All the troops were paid in their country of origins currency. Were paid compensation in local currency. British earned £1 a day. So it's £3.21. Oh my god. Oh my god. The standard's King shilling and 20 francs for every fortnight. These 20 francs had a face value of £40. Okay, that's better. And they were used as main currency, but with the locals eager to barter. Wherever few goods they could trade. Business always prevailed, so locals near the combat zone would agree in payment in foreign currencies as well. £40 a fortnight? That's insane. The Kukuri knife was used by the Gurkhas I, the British unit comprised of colonial Indian troops. The Nepalese weapon was standard issue and became the symbol of the Empire forces. It's heavy, thick, curved blade and designed for striking as well as cutting. Yeah, and they were like an honour culture. So if they drew it to show anybody, they were not allowed to sheathe it again until it drew blood. So like if they were like friendlies, they'd have to cut themselves to like so they could put it back in their sheath. Otherwise, they just wouldn't show you. They were absolute monsters. Again? Oh. Shit. SOS? SOS. Save our sausages. Oh. Oh.
Merci, mon ami.
Awesome, man. The flag.
Galleries for no. Yeah, come.
Awesome. That is so cool,
Amidst the
man.
never-ending attacks and counterattacks, Freddy and Emil hunted the elusive Baron and his regiment in Ypres.
Eep.
On April 22nd,
Mustard gas?
1915, chlorine gas
Chlorine
was used
gas.
for the first time by the Germans.
Oh.
What?
Go, go, go!
A beast move, boy. Beast move. Oh, Battle of Ypres. Ypres was a key strategic town in Belgium, specifically for the British. It was a gateway to the north and West Britain. Canadian troops were deployed in the front line. They proved their endurance and dependability in the combat to the Allies. 6,000 Canadian lives were lost in the battle in April 1915. First gas attack. April 22nd, 1915, Ypres became the first gas attack in history. 5,730 cylinders of chlorine were opened by the Germans in favourable winds. Chlorine gas caused burns to the eyes, skins and lungs, even through clothes and rubber boots. The effects were devastating. The only defence found by the Canadians was to cover their noses with a urine-soaked handkerchief. Oh my god. Quickly piss into this. Zeppelin, that's what they are, Zeppelin bombardment. Zeppelins were invented in the 1900s by the German Count von Zeppelin. But the first long-distance flight didn't take place until 1908. Zeppelins were much slower than aircraft of the period and were first used in reconnaissance, but they could fly at higher altitudes, so from 1915 they were used to bomb civilians in London and Paris. Dogs of war! It's estimated that by 1918 the Germans had employed 30,000 dogs, while the Allies employed 20,000. Dogs were recruited from dog pounds in the police force, while many families also enlisted their pets. Dogs had a number of roles as sentries, scouts, postal liaisons, and equipment transport, and locating casualties and explosives, and as mascots. Oh my god. The main breeds deployed by the Germans were German Shepherds, Doberman, Pinschers, and Bovers. Oh, wait, we want to see what the items. Sickle thing. This is the first one we're looking for. This. Oh, new diaries. What a day. My life was saved twice today. First by an American soldier and then by a dog. I'm free at last. I saw a car before the bombing. I hope he made it out alive. I'm going to try to find him. On the march to Belgium, where the Stan regiment is stationed, I'm not alone at least. I met a funny old French farmer guy, Emile. Doesn't say much, but if I understood right, his son-in-law's German. How crazy is that? Not a day goes by that I don't dream of you. Oh. Oh. At last I found Emile, just moments before the shells started flying. I hope he's managed to dodge the bombs. The letter he showed me filled my heart with joy. Marie as well, and Victor is growing up. That's all that matters. Today the Germans invaded Sage Hill. Fortunately the troops spared the farm. I took shelter in the cellar with Victor. Now what's going to happen? Holy shit. Emile, right there in front of me, sprawling on the ground. Why does his regiment have to come up against mine? I hope he pulls through. He's one tough cookie. I must find out what prisoner of war camp he's been taken to. My son. Missed them by a whisker. Won't happen again. My younger brother's letter was sweet. It gave me a real boost. It's good he's back in the States, miles away from this nightmare. That kid has a knack for getting himself into trouble. Okay. Let's see, little boy. Little boy. Oh, wait. I thought he found something. Oh shit, he did. What is this? A Canadian identification tag. Start the war, Canadian identification tag. At the start of the war, Canadian identification. Oh my god, Canadian identification tags were formed by a large aluminum disc, which was because they were an emergency issue and had a unique shape. They were soon replaced by standard British tags, as were those of all British Empire forces. Oh my god. Alright, okay. I want a dog.
What? Ichi. What? Allez.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Urine-soaked cloth area. The only defence against the attack before masks were introduced was to cover the nose with urine-soaked handkerchief. Urine reacts with chlorine directly in the handkerchief to form less noxious products, limiting the effects. But it was not the most hygienic solution, but it was also better than a lung full of hydrochloric acid. Oh my god. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. No, what are you doing? I mean, am I okay? Did the meal survive? Insane. Where's my dog? Where's Tobias? Oh, there he is. Let's go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me play this game again. Oh, I missed one. That is... What was that? What the... Gas canister deployment strategy. The gas canister deployment strategy was simple, but what they did depended on the weather, especially on winds. Gas required a constant downwind towards the enemy lines to avoid the gas returning to its sender. Any battle plans were therefore dependent on the weather forecast. Oh my god, so stupid. It's so dumb. What? Okay, we've got this. Come on.
What?
Mm. Oh.
Thank you, my friend.
We got it.
You're welcome.
We gotta go upstairs as well. Excellent. Come on. Oh, that's not good. Oh. What? Going
Her
on?
name was Anna, a
Anna.
Belgian student living in Paris. She was hard on the trail of her missing father. For once, fate smiled on them. They were all going in the same direction. But while approaching Vimy, a German squadron spotted them.
Oh no. Of course. Oh shit. I think I'm going to end it there. And then I will be back in the next episode. Alright, thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye!